Nearly 30,000 people are now known to have died in the earthquakes in Syria and Turkey. The UN warns that figure could double.
Celebrations as a young girl is pulled from the rubble, but almost a week on, hopes fade that others will be found alive.
Visiting the region, the UN's aid chief described the massive earthquakes as the worst natural disaster to hit the Middle East in a century.
Medical facilities here are obviously overwhelmed, as you know, so there's a huge need for urgent medical care, mobile clinics, field hospitals.
Hundreds of thousands demonstrate across France again over planned pension reforms.
The Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has confirmed that a US fighter jet acting on his orders has shot down a new high-altitude object which was flying over northern Canada. 15 people have been arrested following clashes with police outside a hotel providing refuge for asylum seekers on Merseyside in northwest England. And at the Brit Awards in London, as predicted, Harry Styles is one of the night's biggest winners, with 4 awards, including the much-coveted Album of the Year. Now, tens of thousands of opposition supporters protested in front of the Albanian Prime Minister's office, accusing the government of corruption and the rise of the cost of living. Protesters held fireworks at the entrance of the government offices and were then confronted by hundreds of police officers in anti-riot gear. Israelis also have been protesting again against plans for a judicial overhaul by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's new government. Critics say the reforms threaten democratic checks on ministers by the courts. Mr. Netanyahu has dismissed the protests as a refusal by leftist opponents to accept the results of last November's election. In Portugal, tens of thousands of teachers have taken to the streets of Lisbon in one of the biggest protests the country has seen in recent years. It's the latest in a series of protests and strikes as the socialist government of Antonio Costa faces a wave of discontent over the cost of living.